So, our project, let me introduce myself. I'm Keshav. I'm accompanied by Pranav and Adam. And our project is building a website to get people a little bit informed about lactose intolerance and ancient human DNA. So, the thing about this field of ancient DNA is many people are unaware of it. And people who are aware of it do not find it relevant in terms of ancient. They're more concerned about the modern humans. But we feel like how conditions like lactose intolerance propagate through time is quite important in understanding it better and maybe having some kind of discoveries for it. And people who lack a biology background of who but find it interesting usually find it really daunting and confusing when they're introduced to it in a broader way. So what we have done is we have built an interactive map in our website, which and also attached a lot of references which equips you with the basic knowledge of lactose intolerance, how it propagated through time, what is the point of ancient DNA, and it's our take on getting people captivated towards this field.
Now, our approach to using lactose intolerance to teach get people excited about ancient DNA is has been there are many similar tools that exist. Now, one tool is Dora. Dora is an interactive map for ancient human DNA, but one difference between our tool and Dora is that it's not specifically focused on lactose intolerance. It allows you to explore information about effectively any SNP. Because it's not focused on lactose intolerance, it doesn't have background information about that condition. We also have a lactase persistence map, which is actually focused on lactose intolerance, but it doesn't focus on ancient humans and does not have any ancient human data. We also found another similar thing from the HHMI Biointeractive, and they also have an interactive activity teaching about the spread of lactose intolerance through ancient humans. The difference between theirs and our system is that theirs is not an interactive map. It's just a handout.
To explore lactose intolerance, we downloaded data from the Allen Ancient DNA Repository at Harvard that contains 16,655 individuals' DNA at 1,233,013 SNPs. The resource is updated every few months, and it contains the published DNA from hundreds of academic journals.
We used many technologies when making this project. One tool we used was Google Cloud in order to store the very large files from the AADR dataset. We also use a tool called Eigensoft ConvertF. Adam will talk a little bit more about that.
When we downloaded the DNA, it was compressed and in an older format, the Ancestry map format. We used ConvertF to decompress it and change it or convert it into the Eigensoft format, the Eigengenome.
Other tools we ended up using were Pandas in order to actually clean the data. We, for example, added SNP columns to our data. We removed duplicate humans. We also use Express in order to actually build the web server, as we were making a website at the end of the day. And for making our interactive map, the core technology we used for creating the maps was Leaflet.js. Let me give a general system overview. We effectively started with the AADR, and we put that data in Google Cloud and created the snpchoice.tsv file. We also pulled data directly from AADR, and we fed both of those into pandas to create this file called ancienthumandata.json. This file has all the information that is necessary for our website to display. We then used Express in order to take that information, and we displayed it on a map with Leaflet, a no-use slider to add a little timeline, Leaflet plugin to add a little panel to select different snips, and Bootstrap for styling. So now let's jump into our demo. So as Keshav mentioned before, our website has two major components. One is a lot of background information about lactose intolerance and ancient DNA, and the other is an interactive map. So let me start by showing you all of the background information about lactose intolerance. Here we have the first page of our website. We have several videos, and the point of the videos is that our website should be interactive and engaging rather than just huge blocks of text. Also, just so that the learning isn't passive, to make the learning active, we added a lot of questions that a reader can ponder upon, and the answers are right below. Second page, it's similar in that it's just a lot of background information, but in the spirit of keeping things interactive, this links to a genome browser. When you click on this map, on this image, it brings you to a page which has links to a genome browser. And we also have questions just like before. This is our last page of our website. This is where we actually get into the ancient DNA. This is where a person has all the background information they need. They're ready to dive in. And so we explain the 5 different SNPs we'll be focusing on. We provide a map that's not made by us, that also has some SNP information displayed, but specifically about modern humans. Then we go to the bottom, which is where our ancient DNA map is. And Keshav will talk more about
that. So let me take you over to our interactive map and the main features present in it. So the map, to get the tiles, to get the map working, we use the leaflets library, which you can see over here. We also have the zoom functionality. Then we also have something called marker clusters, which is a part of leaflet. Since we have a lot of points, essentially like 16,000 odd humans, putting all the points on the map at the same time causes rendering issues, loading issues, and it slows things down. So we use marker clusters to have all of them as a clustered thing. And then when you go into the clusters, they divide, making rendering much smoother and easier. Next, we also have a timeline slider using the No UI library, which will expand, move around and around the time frame of the data which we have. 0 refers to the modern humans, and we have a very ancient human at the end of the most ancient which we have over here. We also have a hover functionality, which will sort of display information about that particular point, the master ID, where was the data collected from, political entity, the locality. Years ago essentially refers to how long before was this data, like how old is this data essentially. And the skeletal element which was found to get this data. Age at death, usually it does display age at death for data points which have that component, which don't, it is just a NaN. And here you have a paper or a link wherein you can go in more detail about this particular point. We also have a SNP panel, which you can select certain SNPs and talk about and look into humans which have that SNP, which have that single nucleotide polymorphism. So you can do this. That is one thing. And the final thing over here is these 2 things wherein you can give a custom range, say some numbers. click on this button and it automatically moves to that. So let me pass on to Pranav to talk a little bit more about this.
So in the spirit of keeping the learning active, we also have several questions that a viewer of our website will be trying to answer using this map. And I'll pass it on to Adam just to finish us off.
All right. So for some cultural context, if we were to come in here to understand the SNPs, I'm going to choose this. So we have zero reference alleles, so 2 of the new mutant alleles. And here, what we can see, and this is like going back, an exceedingly long period of time. And when these first appeared, and we see them here, where they might be associated with, say, goat, the goat milking, and if you zoom in, you can see up here, so perhaps goat down here, up here, perhaps horse, and then also over here in North America, maybe bison. So I hope that strikes your interest.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking a look at our presentation. And I hope you guys will visit our website.